Yo, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to another Destiny 2 weekend review. I got your back on this week's reset, the hotfix, Bungie's weekly update, and last but most definitely not least, that flaming hot Curse of Osiris DLC trailer. So sit back, relax, and allow me to... As usual, guys, we kick things off with the weekly reset, so get grinding on your clan XP and your call to arms, and earn more of those luminous engrams. Our flashpoint for this week is in the EDZ, so make sure you activate those heroic public events and you'll breeze through it in no time. Also, as always, make sure you pick up the treasure map from Cave 6 for a chance at some exclusive loot. And if you need, please do check out my guide by hitting the card at the top of the screen for some easy navigation to those chests. Our nightfall for this week is the Arms Dealer Strike in the EDZ, and our modifiers are Prism, so we have rotating elemental damage, so be sure to match up the elements to defeat the enemies quickly, and Time Warp, Killing Time, which lets you extend the mission timer slightly by each enemy you kill. Our Eververse stock has been refreshed as well as Ikora's Meditations, which this week missions include Unbroken, Payback, and Larceny. Next up, we have the weekly hotfix, which include fixes to the game in general, fixes to the upcoming faction rallies, as well as Crucible playlists. General fixes basically include a fix to the bureaucratic walk emote, an issue causing players to be kicked out to orbit, and an issue causing players to encounter empty public spaces too often. So hopefully now when we're out there trying to complete the flashpoint and doing public events, we'll actually run into other players more often to actually help us out with completing the heroic version of those public events, which is way more fun. There were also some changes to the faction rallies. So real quick, faction rallies is actually returning this Tuesday at reset, November 7th. So for strikes, you can now earn between 5 to 9 faction tokens per strike. For the nightfall, you can earn between 10 and 18 faction tokens on the first completion for each character. Heroic public events now reward 5 faction tokens, and destroying enemy resources inside lost sectors reward 0 faction tokens. So they basically, I guess, nerfed this so that we're not able to just grind out and repeatedly destroy those enemy resources, you know, wash, rinse, repeat, and then rack up on faction tokens. Instead, from lost sectors, only opening the lost sector chest at the end will actually reward 3 faction tokens to everybody in the fire team. Crucible scoring actually received the fix as well, so I don't know about you, but I've definitely been in a match where, you know, people start dropping out. It's just me. It's like 1v4. I'm definitely not winning this game. They're not adding any other players in to help me out, and I'm like, where's the mercy rule? I'm not gonna leave this game. I want my loot. Where's the mercy rule? So basically they updated the mercy rule settings to allow mercy to activate slightly later in the match, allowing a wider range of scores to trigger it. So Clash, the score limit has been reduced down to 50, which was 75 previously. Control, the score limit got reduced to 90, which was 100 previously. They also reduced the influence that enemy control zones have over spawning. So if the other team, the enemy team, has 2 zones and your team only has 1, you basically, hopefully, would get spawn trapped less often. Survival had its round time reduced to 2 minutes from 3. They also reduced the life count, so instead of 8 lives per team, it's actually going to be 6 now. Supremacy had their score to win the game actually increased, so it's now 70 to win a game, and that's actually up from 50 that it required previously. So they now actually allow us to get 1 point for defeating an enemy, you know, and another point for picking up the crest. So, you know, I guess we probably won't feel too much of a difference with the increase in the score to win, but we shall see. They also adjusted the influence enemy crests have on spawning, so I didn't even notice was a thing, but I'm assuming that, you know, previously if crests were on the ground in a certain area, then it would affect the spawning system somehow, but not too sure about that one. They also fixed the clan roster on the PC version of the game, so just like at the console at launch, we actually couldn't visualize or see, you know, who was in the clan and who was online, etc. So the PC actually launched with that same issue, so they released a hotfix to address that issue. They also had some companion app fixes that improved the overall performance of the apps, as well as adding a clan suggestion feature to the clan lookup section. So moving right along to the This Week at Bungie blog post, Trials of the 9 returned this weekend and launched for the first time on PC. Faction rallies returned this Tuesday, November 7th, and as with the last faction rally, each faction will have a weapon up for grabs that's only obtainable if the faction is declared the winner. Winners are determined by the number of packages turned in each faction across all platforms. So that's going to be Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC included this time around. So New Monarchy has a sword up for grabs, looks pretty dope. Future War Code has this fusion rifle, and Dead Orbit, which was the winner of the last faction rally, has this grenade launcher. So I'm guessing Bungie is conducting a science experiment because nobody, and I mean nobody, wants this grenade launcher. Bungie also previewed the weapons that'll be up for grabs for packages. So Dead Orbit has a linear fusion rifle, a submachine gun, an auto rifle that looks pretty dope, and the scout rifle that was actually the special weapon up for grabs from the last faction rally. New Monarchy has a sniper, a hand cannon, what looks to be the Song of Justice scout rifle, but I think it's actually going to be a pulse rifle because the Song of Justice scout rifle kind of has a silencer on it. And then they also have the sidearm, which was the special weapon up for grabs from the last faction round. And then Future War Code has a submachine gun, a sidearm, a grenade launcher, as well as the pulse rifle that was up for grabs from the last faction round. Bungie also had the upcoming live streams on the Curse of Osiris DLC that will be happening over at their Twitch channel. So stream number 1, which is titled New Stories to Tell, will be taking place Wednesday, November 15th at 11 a.m. Pacific. And they said that basically with this live stream, we'll learn about the places we'll go, the characters we'll meet, and the enemies we'll fight. Stream number 2, titled New Ways to Play, will take place Tuesday, November 21st at 11 a.m. Pacific. And they said that they'll be giving us a preview of some of the new activities we'll be getting into with this expansion. And last but not least, stream number 3, titled New Gear to Earn, takes place Wednesday, November 29th at 11 a.m. Pacific. And they said we'll get a look at the new weapons and gear that we can earn, and we'll see it all in action on a brand new Crucible. So this past Monday at PlayStation Paris Game Week conference, Bungie dropped the Curse of Osiris DLC trailer. So I'm gonna let it play for you guys, and then I'm gonna come back with the who, what, the when, and the where.
Guardian, what I'm about to tell you stays between us. While we have been fighting, an ancient gate has opened on Mercury, and an army of past and future machines amasses. They intend to reshape the universe in their image. But there is one who has glimpsed this dark future. He was my mentor, Osiris, the most notorious Guardian in Vanguard history. Once, his dangerous ideas nearly destroyed us, and he was banished. Now he has returned, but will he be a powerful ally, or bring us death? You are the one thing they have not foreseen. Go to Mercury, and find Osiris. Time is not on our side.
So that was it, guys. If it's one thing Bungie knows how to do, it's put together a trailer to get the hype train rolling. The Curse of Osiris DLC will focus on Osiris' return. So that's right, the most notorious Guardian in Vanguard history is back. Now I'm not gonna lie, the man looks like a straight beast, but I'm still repping for my Titans all day, every day. Now the crazy thing is we don't really know based off this trailer whether or not he's quote unquote on our side, so to speak. So to think about it for a minute, just think about it. How many of you dreamed of going up against another Guardian? I know I have not. I do not want to fight this dude. The expansion basically centers around Osiris and his ghost Sakira. Ikora Rey is the one who tasked us with tracking down Osiris, and I'm assuming bringing him back to the city, but we can't be sure for now. Brother Vance, an NPC from Destiny 1, who is actually a disciple of Osiris, will be making a return, and the enemy faction that we'll pretty much be fighting throughout this expansion is the Vex. So the what is this story about is centered around Osiris. We'll be tasked with tracking him down, and we'll be basically talking to, or should I say interacting with, characters in the game, including Brother Vance, Ikora Rey, and Osiris' ghost Sagira. So this is actually the first time that we get to kind of hear from another ghost besides our own. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll hear more about Ikora Rey's group, The Hidden, Brother Vance, and the other disciples of Osiris, because I'm assuming there's more than just one. And if we really want to shoot for the stars and hope for a lot, we might just hear about the Exos Ranger or even Saint 14. Some other what is that moments from the trailer is some returning weapons. So there's one shot right here that looks to be the silhouette of the Thorn, which is an exotic hand cannon from Destiny 1 that actually the bullets or the projectiles does damage over time. So it looks like the Thorn may be returning. Then we have the Jade Rabbit, which also looks to be returning, and then the Titan on the right side looks to be holding Telesto, which is an exotic fusion rifle, one of my favorite fusion rifles actually, that might be returning as well. As for the when the story takes place, although not confirmed, the expansion will take place sometimes after the event of Destiny 2's main campaign. We'll be exploring Mercury throughout our missions, quests, and adventures. Bungie also mentioned a new raid activity, which I hope is a wave-based mode where we fight endless hordes of Vex, maybe in the Infinite Forest. Throw in some elements of Quarter Oryx, Prison / Challenge Elders, and Archon's Forge too. It's a recipe for success. The Lighthouse returns as a social space to explore as well. Hopefully this will shed more light, pun intended, on the Disciples of Osiris. I mean, they can't just be one. But there you guys have it. There was a lot to go over this week, and I can't say that that's a bad thing. Destiny 2's endgame has been a bit stale, but with the expansion around the corner and the upcoming changes to look forward to, I mean, it's looking good. I'm not gonna lie, Bungie gets me every time. I'm once again feeling the hype for this. I just hope they can keep it up. In worst case scenario, there are other games to play. If you guys are interested in watching a let's play of other games, check out my gameplay series for Hellblade: Noah's Sacrifice by clicking the image on screen. And that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Do drop a like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.